Yes, we are live now.
Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Hamasa Sultani. I am from Afghanistan. I graduated from law and political science and I have been working for several organizations as a voluntary for treasure in educational field. And I'm an intern at WomenAscension, a global organization dedicated to advancing peace, justice, and women's rights. It's an honor to be with you all. Before we dive into today's important topic, let me tell you about a little bit about Women Ascension Organization. Women Ascension Organization is a global nonprofit organization that working for a betterment of the society by outlining female issues as well as targeting 17 CDGs in 81 countries virtually by the collaboration and numerous projects. It was founded in 2021 by Dr. Maheen Amjad. Within WomenAscension, we have a specialized division called WomenAscension Peace and Justice, fostering pluralism. The division focusing especially on Sustainable Development Goal 16, which aims to promote peaceful and inclusive society, provide access to justice for all, and build effectively accountable and inclusive institutions at all levels. So today I would like to have a webinar about the topic of rule and action of superpower countries against inequality of women's rights in Taliban regime. As we know, the Taliban regime returned to the power in Afghanistan in August 2021. The situation regarding to women's rights has significantly uh, limitation. Violation superpower countries and international organizations have responded with combination of diplomatic, economic, and humanitarian action to address this issue. So we all talking about the what was the rule, what was the action. So was it that effective to the situation of women in Afghanistan or not? So today I want to say about our speakers. So we have two speakers, Ms. Shiba Nasseri, that she is a passionate advocate for women's rights in Afghanistan with a strong voice and determination. Shiba tirelessly worked to empower women and find pathway to achieve gender equality. So her dedication and promoting gender equality and creating brighter future for women is truly inspiring. Also, as well, we have the Ms. Farkhunda. Ms. Farkhunda is the founder and executive director of Women and Children in Need Foundation, which is a communicate to assistant women, Afghanistan, and children in education and economy with a bachelor degree in business. So she has experience in financial and administrative roles in multiple private companies and NGOs in Afghanistan. And I am competent in leadership. So she's competent in leadership, cross-cultural communication, and strategic planning. So today's at the first speaker. So I would like to ask that the first speaker from the Miss Farkhunda. Farkhunda. So Miss Farkhunda, please. I would like to hear from you about this topic. So my first question is about that. So what type of humanitarian aid have been private to Afghan women by the superpower countries or international organizations?
Yeah, thank you so much for the topic and for this webinar. Different heads and super power countries, which are like for education, for healthcare, for protection services, food and livelihood, and of super power countries provided this heads through supporting education girls by different programs, educational programs, by different NGOs and national and international NGOs, and like funding for healthcare services, including like mental health and reproductive health care. Also, they provided protection services like resources for shelters and support services for victims of like gender-based violence. And also they provided help for like food and livelihood heads that they addresses basic needs and support for economic opportunities, especially targeting women and girls. And also, yeah, these are like considerable hits by super power countries.
Yes, thank you. Right about the help things that NGOs and also that they do in Afghanistan. So my next question is from Shiba Nasseri. As we told that a lot of superpower countries and also NGOs helps women's rights situation in Afghanistan. So Ms. Shiba, would you like to answer my question? So what was the challenges and what was the problem of the NGOs that they are facing in operating their helps in Afghanistan under the Taliban regime?
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good time. Again, I'm happy to coordinate with dear ma'am and another webinar. Don't be tired. My dear ma'am, because many hardship you are going to through. And I would like to introduce myself. I'm Shiba Nasseri from Gal, Afghanistan. I'm 22 years old, and I'm busy with programs and virtual panels. And so the question, but the challenge to these organizations face the operating under the Taliban regimes. I state NGOs and grassroots organization operating under the Taliban regime in Afghanistan face numerous challenges, including number one, restricted access. The Taliban imposes strict regulations on NGOs, limiting their ability to access certain areas and communities, particularly those that are remote or deemed sensitive. And number two, safety and security concern. Staff members of NGOs often face threats to their safety, including intimidation, harassment, and violence. This creates a hostile environment for those working to support women's rights and humanitarian efforts. It's so number three, funding limitations. Many international donors are hesitate to provides funding to organizations operating under the Taliban due to concern about how the funds may be used for diverted. This results as financial instability for NGOs. And number four, operational constraints. The Taliban's restrictive policies can hinder the operations of NGOs, including limitation on women's employment, which affect the ability of organization to hire family staff who are crucial for working with women and girls. And number five, censorship and information control. NGOs may face censorship regarding their activities and information they can share. The Taliban controls media and communication channels, making it difficult for organizations to report on their work or raise awareness about women's issues. And the challenge significantly impact the ability of NGOs and grassroots organizations to effectively deliver aid and advocate for women's rights in Afghanistan under the current regimes.
That's right. Thank you for answering this question. We hope that in the future we don't have any challenges according to helping from the NGO in Afghanistan, from the advocating or helping the women situation in Afghanistan. Yes, so we are going to hear from the Ms. Farkhunda. Ms. Farkhunda, please, I would like to hear you about the rules of the roles that United Nations played in advocating for the women's rights in Afghanistan. So what is the United Nations role that they advocate in the section of the women's rights in Afghanistan?
Yeah, thank you so much. I believe they, of course, they play a very significant role in advocating women and girls, especially in Afghanistan, by providing, as I mentioned in the previous question, a previous answer, they provide a very considerable role. They play a very considerable role in this situation. That, of course, their role in current situation of Afghanistan, like it could be like change. It can change women future and current situation, like as they provide the different like education opportunities and also different trainings that it can include like vocational training. By this helped or had they can like help significantly girls and women that shape their now and future, like the rule is considerable. And of course, if they take more action, like more sanction and diplomatic pressure on Taliban, and if they provide more humanitarian aid, I believe women situation will change and will become better.
Collaboration from the global, so that change the woman situation in Afghanistan. Thank you, Ms. Farkhunda. So let's go to the also next question is from Ms. Shiba Nasseri. Ms. Shiba, I would like to hear of your speech and your outline about the main obstacle, that the main things that ban from the more effectively international intervention on women's rights in Afghanistan. So what is the main obstacle that they prevent to do their international act in the Afghanistan for the women's rights in Afghanistan? So why they don't do anymore, or so why it's less?
Actually, I say several key obstacles hinder more effective international intervention on women's rights in Afghanistan, including Taliban's resistance, the Taliban's refusal to engage constructively with the international community on women's rights issue poses a significant barrier, and their hardline stance makes negotiations and dialogue challenge. Geopolitical interest, different geopolitical priorities among nations can lead to a lack of unified action. Countries may prioritize their strategies and trust over human rights concerns, resulting in inconsistent responses to the situation in Afghanistan. And the key point, limited leverage, the international community's leverage over the Taliban's The Taliban is limited, especially since the regime has shown total willingness to respond to pressure regarding women's rights. Sanction and diplomatic isolation have not to significant change in policy. And another point, complicity in aid delivery, the operational environment for delivering aid is fraught with the challenges, including security risk and political hurdle. This complicates the ability to implement effective programs that support women's rights. And so it's the 5 point: culture and social norms, deep-seated cultural attitudes and norms regarding gender roles can obstruct the acceptance of women's rights initiative. Effort to promote women's rights may face resistance from local communities. Humanitarian with political goals, the tension between humanitarian objective and political goals can complicate interventions. While humanitarian organizations focus on immediate needs, political entities may prioritize broader and strategic goals. These obstacles collectively limit the effectiveness of international interventions aimed at promoting and protecting women's rights in Afghanistan, necessitating a more coordinated and nuanced approach to address the complex realities on the ground.
There's a lot of obstacles according to that having a lot of humanitarian. So you answered it impact and effectively about how we can what is the impact, what is the effectiveness that we should have the international aid to Afghanistan. So we already speak about the obstacle in here, challenges. So Ms. Shiba Nasseri, would you like to? I would like to hear from you also. So until this time, what type of humanitarian aid has been provided to Afghan women by the superpower countries in international organizations? So what type of humanitarian that we have done in Afghanistan by the other countries? We also facing the challenges with the obstacle. So did they ever add or did they ever do any humanitarian section in Afghanistan? So if the answer is yes, what type of humanitarian aid they do?
Actually, I say in general form, humanitarian aid provided to Afghan women by superpower countries and international organization has focused on several key areas to address their immediate needs and long-term empowerment. Here are the main types of aid: health services, education, food and nutrition, livelihood support, legal assistance, protection services, and psychology support. Let's say number one, health services, medical assistance, including maternal and child health care, reproductive health services, and mental health support has been a priority. This includes the provision of medicines, medical supplies, and the establishment of clinics that cater specifically to women. Number two, education efforts have been made to support access to education for girls and women, including funding for schools, educational materials, and scholarships. programs aimed at providing alternative education options, such as vocational training and literacy courses, have also been implemented. Number three, food and nutrition. Superpower countries and an international organization have provided food aid to address hunger and malnutrition among women and children. This includes direct food assistance and nutrition programs designed to support vulnerable families. Number four, livelihood support initiatives to enhance women's economic empowerment have been introduced, including vocational training, microfinance programs, and support for women-owned businesses. This program aims to help women gain financial independence and support their families. Number five, legal assistance. Humanitarian organizations have provided legal aid and counseling services to help women understand their rights and navigate legal issues, especially related to domestic violence and property rights. Number six, protection services program have been established to protect women from gender-based violence, including safe houses, counseling services, and community awareness campaigns to prevent violence and support survivors. Psychology support, mental health services, and psychology support programs have been offered to help women cope with trauma and stress resulting from the ongoing conflict and the challenges posed by Taliban regimes. And these types of humanitarian aid are crucial for addressing the immediate and long-term needs of Afghan women, helping them to survive and rebuild their lives in a challenging environments.
So thank you so much, Ms. Shiba Nasseri, from your answering this question. Yes. So according to our speech, so we have a lot of the humanitarian acts in Afghanistan from the superpower countries and also in the NGO that they are doing in Afghanistan up to now, from the Taliban regime up to now, because the situation in Afghanistan is not suitable for women. So as Ms. Farkhunda and also Ms. Shiba, according to your speech, they have a lot of challenging and obstacle facing that according to implement these humanitarian aid in Afghanistan. So my question is from Farkhunda Rustam. So I would like to hear from you. So you said that Americans didn't done everything. So if they want to help really to the women in Afghanistan. So maybe the situation of the women in Afghanistan will be better rather than today's. So we know, we are eyewitness that the situation, the limitation, and also the code or record of the dressing in Afghanistan is very tribal. So it's going to be worse day by day. So what do you think? So what is the strategy should the superpower countries take to make a more effectively support women right in Afghanistan to moving forward? So we don't have any of the super or any ads that become completely done in Afghanistan. Yes, Ms. Farkhunda, you said that America is not doing anything. So what strategy should the superpower country take to advocate the women's right in Afghanistan?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think there are several keys that the superpower country, especially United States, can take to protect Afghan women right and fight for girls and women in Afghanistan. First one is like diplomatic engagement and pressure. Engage the Taliban regime through direct diplomatic channels and multilateral forums such as United Nations to constantly advocate for protection of women's rights, utilize diplomatic mission to negotiate terms that include provisions for women's rights. And next is like conditional aid, tie financial aid and economic assistance to verifiable commitments and improvements in women's rights, ensure that disbursement is contingent upon the Taliban meeting specific benchmarks related to treatment and status of women. Next, like international coalition, form coalition with like-minded countries to present the united front in negotiations with Taliban. This collective approach can amplify pressure and make it harder for the Taliban to ignore international demands. And the second point can be targeted humanitarian aid, like one of them is education initiative fund and support education programs specifically for girls and women. This could include building schools, providing a scholarship, and supporting remote learning solutions where physical attendance is not possible. Next is healthcare services, invest in healthcare infrastructure and services targeted at women, including reproductive health, mental health, and psychological support services. The other point is economic empowerment, like providing grants and to women to start their businesses from very first point in ensuring they have economic independence, support and vocational training program to equip women with marketable skills. And the other point could be like support for NGOs and grassroots organizations. This point can be financial support, provide direct funding to local NGOs and grassroots organizations that are working on the ground to support women's rights. It can ensure that these organizations have resources they need to operate effectively. And like next is capacity building, offer training resources to strengthen this organizational capacity of local NGOs, enabling them to better manage funds, advocate for women's rights, and deliver services. Also, security assistance helps protect NGOs workers through diplomatic challenges and security assistance, ensuring that those who advocate for women's rights can do so safely. And the fourth point is advocate and public awareness campaigns. This include global awareness, launch global campaigns to raise awareness about the plight of women in Afghanistan, utilize media, social media, and public event to keep the issue in international spotlight, and support from influencer, engage influential figures, and celebrate to advocate for women's rights. Their support can help draw attention and resources to the case. And also educational programs, develop educational content and programs to inform the global public about the situation in Afghanistan, fostering a broader understanding and support for interventions. And the fifth point is leveraging technology, digital learning platforms, investing in these platforms and developing digital platform that can deliver educational content to girls and women in Afghanistan, ensure this platform are accessible even in areas with limited internet connectivity. Also, secure communication tools, developing secure communication tool and distribute secure communication tool that allow women and activists to communicate safely and access information without fear or reprisal. And also the sixth point can be like economic sanction and incentives. implement targeted sanctions against Taliban leaders and entities that violate women's rights, ensure this sanction do not adversely affect the general population, and incentive that and compliance offer for economic incentives such as trade benefits or development aid in exchange for a verifiable improvement in women's rights. This incentive should be carefully structured to ensure compliance. And the fifth point is legal and policy support. I'm sorry. Seventh point is legal and policy support. International legal action support efforts to hold the Taliban accountable for human rights abuses through international legal mechanism. This could involve working with International Criminal Court or other relevant bodies. Also, policy development, this can help assist with the development of policy and framework that promote and protect women's rights in Afghanistan, offer technical assistance to Afghan lawmakers and civil society groups. And the eighth point can be like monitoring and accountability, regular assessment, they should help with conducting regular assessment and audits of the situation in Afghanistan to monitor progress and compliance with international norms regarding women's rights, transparency and reporting, ensure transparency all international efforts with regular public reporting on status of women's rights in Afghanistan and the effectiveness of interventions. And the last point is independent observers. Deploy independent observers to monitor the situation on the ground and provide unbiased reports on the state of women's rights. I think this key point could be helpful and will help Afghanistan girls and women to get what they deserve and what their right is.
Yes, Ms. Farkhunda Rustam, yes, total right in Afghanistan. The main thing that women need is education, and also we can turn by the education in remote section because we can go to school, so the girls can be do their education in by the remote section, and also financially it is the main important also in the Afghanistan and situation of the women's rights in Afghanistan. So today we know that Afghanistan women's in the situation is crisis. So we already have helped by the several organizations to do in Afghanistan and their humanitarian aid. So when also we figure out that it's not enough, we already know we already need another humanitarian aid, another support, another global unity to stand in front of the Taliban and make a pressure to them to do their limitation on the omens. So thank you for today's session that you are in the here. So I want to thank you from all of you. Your contribution to provide us is a deeper understanding and have impact that the title began about the superpower countries strategy in Afghanistan situation. So I want to thank you from our idols, Ms. Shiba and also Ms. Farkhunda for participating and engaging in this topic. So I would like to I would like to express my gratitude to Ms. Madam Maheen Amjad, the WomenAscension, from the giving me the opportunity to discuss about this topic. So this topic has been informative and thought-provoking, and look forward for continue this important dialogues in future events. So I think it's very important. So I just want to know that we also have a dialogue in the future event and don't be done in this time. So thank you all of you. Good day, good timing for all of you, and thank you for participating in